Good evening, one and all. We're going to be starting off with some modeling and rigging for the animation that we've been working on for a while. Greetings, Twiggles. How you doing? I finally got a laptop. I'm waiting for it to finish up. And a few hours ago, swam in my pool. Swimming's a good way to get exercise. I wish I could swim in a pool. Can't stay long, so Peace Knight tried to return. Anyway, hope that you have a good evening. All right, so where were we with this? I was in the process of trying to figure out how to rig this thing, and I was getting the general concept down, but of course, this is just the very rough preliminary concept of how this character is going to work. It is a worm character that is going to be on the fishing hook that the fish looks at and then wants to eat. But I have a couple of problems here. First off, this rig, which is more or less functioning, is not really having the mesh following it appropriately. Now, there are a couple of reasons why this is happening. First off, because of the weight map. But second off, the detail level is actually a little bit problematic. And we will go over as to why that is an issue at a little bit later on. But anyway, for starters, I need to get this character to where this neck functions a little bit more like I was wanting it to. Because like right now, when it comes down like this, the neck needs to bow back, not just collapse on itself. Okay, so let's see where we are with this. Let's start off by just disconnecting the stretch. That's the first thing to do. Now, this is the part where there's a little bit of a few oddities that can probably happen. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know what's going on. What the heck? Oh, that's why. Okay. I know what's going on here now. All right, so let's get it to here again. And let's see the X-ray version of this bone. So, what we're encountering is this. I have to move it ever so slightly. And now it will bend by default. Set that pull angle to -90, which is a kind of a weird thing that doesn't happen by default. So now, this acts more or less like I want it to. Ignore the mesh. Right now we're looking at the bones primarily. Now, what I want to do is this is going to be driven a bit by this. So driver driven. By the way, I keep saying that because that is how this is operating. By having that kind of like in your mind, the driver drives something, that tells you what order you need to select these things. So I select the driver and then the driven. And then I'm going to do child of. And let's reset the rotation, reset the position. And then this, we're going to redo that here. So grab this, grab that, and child of. So now when we rotate this, look what it does. It rotates it, but we don't want it to be full strength. we want it to be half strength, or roughly half strength. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's better. So now, when we rotate it to the side, the neck will bend a little bit. Okay, now that's not quite working the way I was wanting it to. There we go. So that works. But when it does that, something weird happens. So, we may have to do something a little bit different. So let's get rid of the child of. And let us instead... Actually, let's keep that for the time being. And let's drive it with this as well. So we want to have child of, set it up to the top. Reset the position. And this, set inverse. So now when we rotate this, not quite as planned here. Let's adjust the value a little bit, see what happens. Oh, that's what's going on. So when we do this, it kind of needs to be going in the opposite direction. Let's see here. There's a way to do this. And it's a little bit more cumbersome. So let's grab this. Actually, wait a minute. Maybe it's this one right here. Let's duplicate that. And we're going to move it down and a little bit back here. We're going to shrink this. Then this will be the back of where this head is. So we're going to parent keep offset. And then let's name this. We're going to call this head to spine target. Head. Let's see, we want this to be a control point, so it's control for the head. And this is the neck pole. So now, when we have this, so we have the child up for the first one. That's good. But next, we're going to find that pole object. So we got this one. Where is that? Okay, we are going to get rid of those transforms there. We're going to zero out its rotation and whatnot. Okay, so now we are going to copy the transforms of this head to spline target. And we're going to turn that down a little bit here. But first, 180. There we go. Now, let's turn this one back a little bit. Okay. There we go. Now that's a lot more like what I was kind of wanting it to be. Not perfect, but hey, it'll probably it's a foundation to go off of. Maybe go back and change this at a later time. So now we have this guy. Wonderful. That neck is looking pretty accurate to what I wanted it to be. But I'm kind of curious if I can subdivide this. Now what would happen? That could be an issue. Oh, nope. That worked. What if I go with another one? That might be a little too strong. Let's tone that back. I wish I could make this one. Oh, yeah. Actually, wait a minute. I can. Okay, so we're going to have this one. Driver driven. We're going to copy the rotation. And, Now copy this rotation. Driver driven, copy rotation. And this one, this one parented too. Hey, greetings there, Jess. How you doing? Okay, now what I need is, oh, that's what I need to do. Okay, driver driven, copy location. And nope, because we have a bit of a problem here. Okay, so okay, I have a bit of a problem with this setup here. So what I need is a way to copy that direction without it driving it the other way. So we want to drive in one direction, not in both directions. So if I was to, let's see here. If I was to angle it at the pole, can I do that? Track 2. And then we want to track it along the Y. Positive. And then let's tune this back a little bit. And now, hey, that's kind of interesting. I don't know if that's actually going to be workable, but it is interesting. Actually, that might actually work. Actually, it might actually. That's probably not the best way to say it. But anyway. All right, so let's go in and start to change the shapes of these. Let's grab those, grab this. Come in here, and we want to copy to selected. And get rid of that one for that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's another thing. What if I was to copy the transform of this into the location, and then come over here, move it to the top, tail. Let's turn off the IK for just a moment. Turn on IK again. That's not working. Oh, I think it's because, yeah, no, actually, I think, yeah, that's not going to work. But this should work a little bit better. So now I'm going to come in here and turn off the deform on this one. Come over here, the deform needs to be on this. That. Turn it off. Okay, good. It's off on there. And then we want this master one to not have it there. Good. Time to go in and rename all of these. So we got head. Already have that one done. That one's the control. So we have this spline neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wish renaming was a little bit easier. And granted, there are tools to make it easier, but I have routinely had problems with it. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing wrong with it. Neck, base. Tail, base. But I have had issues with it. And I have noticed that it works good for some characters, but when you have specialty characters like this or the fish, it does create a bit of a problem because it's standardized across usually humanoid characters. So when you have things like this, it becomes a bit of an issue. Okay, so now got that working. Let's now try and reskin this thing. I guess we're skinning this worm precisely, just like a critter that you're gonna be chopping up for fur or something. Okay, so we got that, and now this one. Ooh, this one's a bit of a problem. Why is that happening? That is a problem. Auto key. Why is that bent? Oh. Wait a minute. That doesn't make sense. Oh, yep. That's why. It's because of this copy, the track 2. Dang it. Okay, I'm going to have to try and figure out something different for that. So I'm just going to disable those for right now. We'll come back and fix that at a later time, because right now I want to try and skin this thing. Grab this, and let us automatic weights. Now, let's see what happens when we try and work with it. Okay, now that's interesting. Let us try to do something different here. So right now, I believe we are working with a skinning issue. So that means we're going to have to grab this character, move that all the way down there, and we are going to... actually, wait a minute. We are going to grab these ends. And we are going to... I want to inset them and then scale it like this. Then we're going to merge by distance. Good. Now we're going to grab this, move it on down, grab that, and I believe I can actually do this for the head. I'm going to disconnect that, have that go around. That is the kind of the neck of the worm, and come in here and mark seam. Then I'm going to grab this and do Smart UV project. And come over here to the UV editor, and look what that did there. That did not quite go the way I want. So that's why we made the seam. So we're going to unwrap by angle base. Now look what that did. That made something that is a lot easier to work with. That made the head right here, which is maybe not perfect, but we're going to scale that up a little bit. But it gives us something where this is well made for the head, and then the body is unwrapped in a good way where I can apply textures to this. So that's helpful. I may have to redo this, but this gives me just a foundation to work with, and then we can go back and correct it later on so that it doesn't look like a crayon. Automatic weights. Now let's see what happens when we try and animate this. Rotate that. Okay, now that is indeed intriguing. Why is that not rotating the way that I want it to? Now, there's a lot of things that it could be doing here. One of them could be that the weight maps may be just really scrambled. So we're actually going to delete everything here, because I think there might be a little bit of a problem there. And if it isn't, well then, at least, help to limit the potential issues that are going on. Okay, grab that. Clear rotation, clear transform. Okay, so now when it moves around like that, okay, it doesn't really matter that he's doing interesting tumbles. So we're going to grab that, grab this, automatic weights. That's a little bit closer. Not quite what I wanted. let's go over here to weight maps. Oh, wow. That is not what I expected. Is this thing giving a oh, it is giving a deform. That was weird. I thought I corrected all those. Huh. Alright, so let's try that again. Go back here. Now that we got that one dealt with, what happens now? Now it's even weaker. That's really odd. That's really odd. Okay, be right back, folks. All right, let's start off by just hiding this guy right here. Okay. And displaying target still has something. That's weird. Why is that still deforming? All right, let's try and clear all those again. It's been a while since I did an armature like this, so not surprised that I'm having problems with it. And again, it's not moving. Come over here. Wait. Now? Okay, now that's a little bit better looking. Come over to the... oh, good. The other one was not used. It's just not very strong. That's what's really weird to me. All right, let's try this again. Let's go back here. Let's toy around with some of the settings. I've never had it be this weak for me here, so... with automatic weights, envelope weights, let's try envelope. There, now that's a lot better. Now I think I can come over here and just reverse this. Smooth shade. There, now that's looking a little bit better. Now I want to preserve the volume with this though, so let's come over here, preserve volume. Now that helps out a bit. It's not perfect. Bone envelope, nope. I think it might be because there's not another subdivision there. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually duplicate this. Bring that on up here. And we're going to just lower it down to 1. Now we're going to grab this, go back here, and go through that process again. to be envelope weights. Okay. That's not quite how I was envisioning it. So maybe this one's not going to work here. Okay, we'll do that. Time to bring back the wireframe elements of this so we can see the rig a little bit better. Right now it kind of has that tapeworm sort of look, which is probably not going to work out so well for this. Let's start off by just seeing what happens when we do this. Does this? Okay, yeah, that's part of it. So what is happening here is it is having a problem trying to preserve the volume for some of these elements here. Let's come over here and let's turn on wireframe. Okay. So I think that might be because with the weight paints. Okay, yeah, now that's a little bit telling right there. I think what's going on here is that the distance of these bones is actually a bit problematic. There needs to be more, just like what there is in this neck. So we're going to come over here. We're going to now subdivide this times 2. And now we are going to go back here, go through this process again. I do like how quickly it is to try to do this. Envelope weights. It really didn't help that situation there. It does help when we have preserved volume, but it's not preserving it across the whole thing. All right, let's see here. I'm noticing that Reddit, which used to be actually a pretty good area to go to for Blender questions, no longer does a very good job. It's a little sad, actually, because there was a lot of good that it was doing, and since then Reddit has just become an absolute trash bin for ideas, it seems. All right, now this is the question that I'm looking for. Sorry, a question I have that I'm looking for the answer. What are you doing for this? All right, you're going over to just preserve volume, and for whatever reason that works for you immediately. Interesting. So this one you're not. You're doing multiple modifier. What the heck? What a weird thing. then you're going over there. Oh, interesting. Then you get rid of it. Ah, I've never seen that before. Huh. Great Fortnite game, by the way. Oh, did it default to that again? Anyway, greetings there, Jersey. Let's see here. Edit. Oh, look at that. It did. Oh, my goodness. Art. There we go. Interesting. I have that. I thought I had it set up with that correctly earlier. Most peculiar. Anyway, how are you doing, Jersey? All right, so it seems to be the only option currently. Oh, wait a minute. Come over here. What is this one doing? Okay, that one's deform. That one's deform. That one is not even following that appropriately. Let's just clear this all out again. Come back here. Select, envelope weight, and then it still doesn't work. But if we come over here and then use, preserve volume is there. It's very, very odd that it is not operating the way I would have expected. All right, let's force it. Wait. Let's go over here. We want tail 1. Okay, we want to now turn off subdivision for a moment. I'm doing anything but rigging, fixing small errors and stuff. I'm gaining courage to rig the model for the past 2 days. Indeed. Rigging is, honestly, it's a bit fun for me. It was a nightmare at first, but I like puzzles, and this is a type of puzzle for me. Interesting. That is not accurate. Tail base. Okay. Weights we want to auto-normalize. I'm scared to start. I use Auto Rig Pro, but the effects were meh. That's understandable. Automation doesn't really work all that well for rigging. It's kind of weird because you think that would actually be like quite easy to do, but there's so many random things that can happen to thwart your efforts. Yes, it's kind of hard to automate that process as a whole. How to normalize. That's a little bit better there. That's actually much better. Okay, let's go over here to the next part. We want to do that. And we want to actually get rid of that there. It's just because of how weird this shape is. That's why we test the rig in this sort of manner. We get a weird pose, and then we figure out how to soften things up here. Like the limbs worked super well, fingers, spine, etc., but the face rig was bad. Well, the face rig is the hardest part. That and the feet. Feet are incredibly hard to do. But they are also quite fascinating. Very challenging. That's why we made a very cartoonish rabbit character as a start to avoid feet and detailed hands. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I tried going super simple for an early character years ago when I was just getting started. It didn't go so well, unfortunately. Even though I chose a really simple character, it ended up being an absolute nightmare to work with. And that was because I didn't know the basics, and it came back to haunt me. Neck 5. And now soften this. Reactivate. That's a pretty sharp bend there. Let's go back to number 4. And we want to actually increase the strength right here. Let's do this. Back to neck 5. Strengthen that. Let's see how this works. Actually, no, it's not bad. I could work with that. Yeah, that's doable. It's not supposed to be a perfect character by any stretch. So let's bring it back here and let's start adding detail. So I'm going to start off by, actually, wait a minute. How how do I want to do this? I'm going to have to do a subdivide. So I want to have... this is one of my favorite new tools. But it's also quite problematic. No, I can't do that. I was going to do a multi-subdivide or whatever it's called. And that would actually probably be problematic long term. I'm going to skip that part. I'm going to focus on just using textures primarily for this. No need to overcomplicate the character. So I may have to go back and redo some of the weight paint, but it'll be fine. All right, so now, how to turn this character into an actual worm. So let's start off by pulling up. Let's see here. Oop. Let's start off by figuring out what the face is going to look like, because that's going to be the hardest part here. Looking down on top of him, let's start off by figuring out where the eyes are. So just trying to figure out generally where this is. Yes, worms do not have, technically have eyes, but we're going to have just small little specks for the time being, just to get some idea of this character here. So let's now do a mirror, and we're going to actually move this back to 0. Move it like that. Yeah, we're sticking pretty simple with this. Now we are going to grab this and automatic weights. So now, let's bring up the timeline again. All right, so now we have the base of what this character is going to kind of be looking like. And right now, I don't like how pointed that mouth is. Oh, that nose is. So let's go back here. And let's just lower that. Make it a little bit rounder. Which, by the way, if you know anything about wild animals, you know that if they're more domesticated, they will have shorter noses. And so we kind of want this to have a bit of a slightly cuter look, and that's actually a default way to make a character cute-ish, is to have a nose but not have it too long. Let's bring up 2 panels here, and let us turn off that there. Now we're going to turn it shaded so we can kind of get a better idea of what this character looks like. Let us go over here, and I believe there's already a worm texture. Yep. So we're going to give that the worm texture. I nailed it with the rabbit. The worm looks majestic. No, this worm looks stupid. All right, so now we're going to turn this into a different one. So this will be worm version 2. And we're going to actually create some color variation here using color attribute. Oh, wait a minute. It's already there? We're going to add a new one. Let's call this one worm color. Add. And let's go over to shading for a moment. color attribute. And now we want worm color, and we want to RG. Let's see here. We want, color. There we go. Move that into there, and then we want a mixed node. We're going to grab this up here, move that into there. Then we're going to duplicate that, and we are going to darken it a bit. Move that down there, and move that into there. Using this color, we're going to drive it, and bingo. So now, come over here. We're going to go to texture paint. I'm going to grab just part of it here and see what this looks like. So if I was to grab this part right here, and then want to go over to Vertex Paint, and now I believe it's Control K. Nope. Where is it? Maybe it did work. Oh, nope. We want to do it this way. Maybe disable that for a moment. There we go. Maybe it's not Control K. What is the control? Oh, set as Control X. I don't remember that. Okay, so come back here. We want to see this now. Okay, now it is actually working there. So notice how we have a little bit of coloration difference. So now I'm going to come in here and go back to model view. I'm going to subdivide this. Subdivide again. Vertex Paint. Then grab this. So now we have a little bit of color variation there. Grab that, and we're going to now increase that radius a bit. And now we have something a little bit more interesting. Not quite exactly as I want it here. Let's go back to shading, because that color's a little weird. Let's make it a little bit more reddish and a little bit darker. There, it's almost there. Maybe not so dark. There we go. Much better. Hey, greetings, Sebastian. How you doing? Let's go back over here to texturing. And now let's grab this and also this. Come over to Vertex Paint, and we are going to now set this to kind of a medium there. And to that fill. Oh no, because we have to do this, I think. Why is that not working? I'm doing good, says the Bastion. Do you render cartoonish characters in Eevee or Cycles? I personally am working primarily off of Cycles. Eevee was good for a time. Eevee has not been as good as it used to be. I can guarantee you that Eevee still has a place, but it's more for previewing. Cycles is where it's at least for me. But if you're early on in your animation, then it's not a bad thing to use. Don't fret about having to use it. There we go. That was my problem. I was using the wrong color. Area. Vertex paint. There we go. So now that just darkened it up a little bit. So now I'm going to come over here and let's actually shrink this area. There we go. Now it's a little bit more segmented. So let me pull up a reference image of a worm. Let's see here. All right, so now what I want to get is the rest of the body segments here. So that's the general segmentation that's going to be taking place. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to shading. And what I want to do now is I want to separate these a little bit here. Actually, let's just do it overall, and then we'll go back and do the correction here. So what I want to do now is create a new texture. It is going to be texture coordinates. And now we're going to use the UV. So we want a color ramp. What does that look like? UV. Alright, so now that's interesting. Let's separate by X and Y. Actually, we want to be separating by separate colors. We want UV in, and we want to be on, I believe it is green. Yep, that's green. So now, by doing this, we can come over here. We want to be like so. So now we have one band. Let us now. This is a math thing I have to do. I believe it is ping pong? No, but that is not far off. It's that other one. What is it? I don't see it. Oh, here we go. Maybe not that. Yeah, that's something. Let's go over to the form and see what it is, because I can't remember. No, we don't want a noise texture. We want a repeating. Okay, repeating band shader. No, it's not that. Repetition, Blender shaders. Oh, okay. So let's have let's try this. Multiply math. Put it there. Now we want fraction. It's not quite what I was expecting it to be. Oh, look at that. It works. Kind of. Oh, yeah, for the head it's not going to because of how I got that set up there. So now, oh, that's going to work. Not quite perfect, though. That's a little weird what's going on there. That's definitely a weird texture thing. Let's do generate instead. Let's use red. Or blue. Hey, look at that. That is about as good as that's probably going to get. At least for the amount of time that I'm putting into this project. So now that we have this, we're going to now add that to another mix and then merge them together. So let's drive that with this, get rid of the color attribute. And now we're going to have actually, we want to have this instead. So let's move it into there and this into here. Then this goes into the factor. And now put that on out, like so. So what does this look like? Interesting. Oh, that's because it is on multiply when it should be on screen? Oh, no, wait a minute. Other way around. I want to have this and this. And then you want to have multiply, but tune it back, I think. Maybe not. Oh, that's right. That's right here. So that's what this one looks like. So what we want to do is invert that color. There we go. That's much more like what I was expecting there. Okay, now let's come over here and now we invert these. Okay, good. Now I can be able to tone some of these things back a little bit. So let's go down here and I want to grab this and we're just going to decrease its power a little bit. And we're going to spread out that a little bit so it doesn't feel so tight. All right, so now this looks actually pretty close to what I kind of wanted to see here. Let's do one more thing here. All right, so we have a subdivision on this character. Let's increase the subdivision, and now let's just try a displace. Why not just texture it? That's a very good question. Kind of depends on your style. For me, I wanted to try and make this work. A little bit because I kind of find shaders fascinating. I'm trying to get better with them. But there's also a lot that you can do with it if you get the shader all set up appropriately. And so my goal is to try and get the shader as close as possible to my reference image, and then hopefully that gives me the ability to do some pretty cool effects later on. Now, some people would just use Substance Painter. I don't have access to Substance Painter, so that means I would have to paint it in another program. I just realized the lighting's really weird. Okay, that's better. So there's some pretty cool things you can do with this when you build it from scratch like this. One of the things that you can be able to do is you can be able to use the different elements that you've just created to drive the character, and then you can make changes later on at a pretty easy, with relatively easy effort. So right now I'm going to try and do a displace, and I'm going to drive it using the same texture that I created for this over here. We're going to use that for the height. Now we're going to bring that into the displace, come over here, and we want to have displace only. Now let us That's kind of weird looking. That's kind of freaky, actually. We want to invert that. What happens if we increase it again? Most intriguing. Let's tone back that texture a bit. So we have a couple things we can do. We can keep changing it over here, or we can have a mix. Bring that on in here, and now we're just going to tone it back using that. And then come over here, increase the scale again. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting looking character. And now I want to get rid of some of that texture. I want it to disappear towards the nose and also towards the back here. So let's grab this. I'm going to select that right there. Come over to color attribute. You want to be fade. And now I'm going to come over to this. Going to change this to white. Same thing for this. Come over here, change that to white, and now let's make sure that's what's happening there. Okay, that's good. But we're going to actually change that a bit. Let's increase that a little bit more here. So let's grab right there, and grab right. Nope, nope, not that. Grab right here. And now let's tone this back to right there. So now we come over here. What the heck? What's going on? Huh. Oh, now it's back. Okay, that was just a bit of a render bug. Okay, so now we come in here. Attribute, let's grab all these, move it on over. And we're going to have another mix node. This is going to be right between here and there. Color attribute, drive this, and this is going to be fade. And this is going to be black. Nope, maybe it's going to be... I don't want there to be color change. I just want there to be... Oh, yeah, that's right. I want it to be just displace. So I come over here and do that. So now, tone that on back. And then, the very tip here also needs to have... I feel like that has to happen over here too. Let's get rid of these right here because those are no longer needed. Let's get this. What does this one do? Okay, that's what this one looks like. This is what that looks like. So, we're going to now merge these together. Drag this one on over, and we want this to be on just normal mix. Drag that into there. What does this look like? Okay, now let's turn that on to white and turn that on to black. And then all we're going to do is press add. Okay, now that's a little bit closer to what I was kind of hoping it would look like. Now I should be able to come back here and increase that. We're going to put it all the way up to white. And let's actually go back to here. And now we're going to make this one middle ground here. Now, if this works, then we will apply it to the other side as well. Bring that over. Hey, that looks perfect. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. Grab this right here. Texture coordinates, texture paint. Fill that in. I know I didn't show exactly where I was, but you kind of get the general idea at this point. Now, why is it so pointed like that? Kind of shriveled up looking there. It's like it's inverted. It's definitely that. What does this look like? Well, that's correct. Oh, that's because there's mid area. So come over here. We want to turn this mid to 1. There we go. That's much better. Now we got our worm character. Huzzah! Isn't he adorable? Smooth that one out. So now let's try and make this character's head bob up and down a little bit. Let's start it at this point right here. We want 48. Now let us give this a little run through. Turn on that. That's a little weird looking. But hey, gets a general idea down. Okay, so that is, that's doable. That's a lot better than the original rig. Not perfect, but hey, this is a small character. And this is the first time I've done a snake character before. At least effectively. This isn't super effective, but it is something. Okay, I'm not liking something here. Let's come back here, and what I want to do is one minor change. Increase that, and we are going to come over to vertex, paint, tone that back, and X. There we go. I just wanted that to not be as strong looking there, just because the that area is supposed to be a little bit smoother. Okay, so now there's not much else really to do with this. Oh, actually, there is one more thing. I kind of like having the eyes on that character. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a Muppet character. I want to have a little bit of nose action here. So kind of like he has the ability to dip his nose down a little bit. And I don't think that's going to be super easy. Actually, you know, that's not going to be necessary. You're not going to be able to see a nose that small. So let's look at this here. Right now, you just want to get some interesting poses. It's good to pose the character to make sure that not just the character can move, but also that the character, you know, looks decent. All right, so now let's get, so we're imagining that he's on the hook here. Why does that tail look so weird? That shouldn't be so pointed. Oh, I know what's going on. This has to do with the weight paint. So, we want to come over to weight paint, come over to the last of the tail right here, and we are going to grab that, and we are going to fill that. Perfect. Now we got some good position on there. By the way, the way to fix the neck so it's not doing that is actually something that's a little too complex to bother with on this character because he's supposed to be a bit fleshy, a little bit squishy in that sense. But the way you would actually fix that is by having some cross-sectional bones. And actually, I might be able to do that here in just a moment. No, it's not worth it. It is definitely not worth it. Because I would have to go back and redo some of it. And I'm just going to skip that for right now. We got the general idea down. That is good enough. And we did this in 1 hour and 15 minutes. That's actually not bad. That's actually pretty decent timing on that. So now, we have a rig. It can be posed. It can look cute-ish, sort of, for a worm that is. It's got some areas that could cause problems. Like that. Right, that's actually one that does need to be dealt with. Come over here. Turn on to here. I want to grab... This is a neck issue here. 4, 3, 2. Okay. Let's use the smooth. Actually, let's paint this one. Why is that not painting? There we go. I think I just didn't select the tool well enough. Let's turn off the wireframe now. No longer need the wireframe. better. Okay. I think he's good enough for right now. Oh, there's one other thing that I can do. And I am seeing this on the reference material that I have here. So, it turns out that worms have a different color as it progresses from head to tail. So it starts out darker, then it gets lighter, it would seem. So let's do that. And it's a little bit kind of more of a brownish purple color. So let's grab this. And I want to now add in a brownish purplish sort of color. Decrease the saturation, darkness. Let's get the coloration first. Oh, that's actually very close. There we go. Now, we're going to use the same thing from earlier and going to have a new color ramp. We're going to drive it with the same blue as earlier. And come in here, mix factor. Voila. That was pretty easy, actually. And let's just tone that back a little bit. It doesn't need to be so strong. There we go. Just a slight variation. Let's turn it on B-spline. Can increase it now. I did that. Okay, worm character completed. Let's save that. All right, let's reset this pose here. Actually, wait a minute. Let me reset the pose. Reset rotation. Reset that. Okay. So now, I got a kind of a curiosity here. If this is going to operate the way I'm kind of hoping that it will. So we're going to create a new collection. Now, I've not done it in this method before. Normally, you have to import it in from a different scene. I want to see if I can import this rig inside of this project to the other project, to the other scene of the project. All right, let us give that a go. Now, what happens? Nope. Okay, maybe that doesn't work. It was a little bit of a gamble here. All right, let's search for this. this next part could be a little bit more difficult. So maybe I won't go too terribly long on this one. So apparently I can't do this from the same file. At least not up until last year. Okay, let's just go about this the correct way. Let's save this, and now we're going to save as. This is the second time I've tried to do this over the last couple of years. So now this is a new worm rig. I'm going to delete that, delete that, delete. Keep the worm rig. Get rid of that one. Edit, edit, scene, worm rig. Perfect. Okay, save that. Now, open up the original one here. Underwater. We're now going to select that and delete. Now we're going to actually link this in properly. Link. After this gets connected, we'll swap over to the game for the evening. Then we will wrap things up shortly thereafter. Shortly, maybe like an hour or two, something like that. All right, now we're going to grab all that, delete the keyframes, save that, back to item, back to link library. Perfect. Now, come over here and override make. So now that's not entirely connected. So let's move that over here. Edits. This to be connected to there. Offset, return to file. Perfect. Okay, now we can grab this, rotate that, and notice his eyes are have not been imported over. That is because I didn't put that in the same group. But that's fine. Just doing a quick test here. Why is it twisting like that? That is a little bit of a problem there. Oh, I know why. it's because of the... yeah, okay, that's indeed the problem. So if I grab this, now I can move it on over. Because I got the rig imported in the wrong way. Structured in the wrong way. Why did I say import? It's a problem of when you ramble about stuff that you're only somewhat an expert in. I'm definitely not an expert when it comes to Blender. I'm still a novice. But I'm getting better, slowly. Okay, now let's shrink them on down. Now let's look through the camera. See how this looks. Let's just set them on the ground over here. Hey, not bad for an hour and 30 minutes. Okay, that works. We're going to save that, and we will come back to this project next time. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe the day after. I've been doing a lot of writing, actually, for the last couple of days. And so that's where a lot of my time and effort has been placed. All right, let's see here. We want... this over here. Let's see if I got the music change fixed. It was glitched out last time, so I want to see if I can get that operational again. Too many clicks. Well, this is not helpful. What's going wrong? All right, that's a problem. Stand by just a second. Something funky's going on here. Okay, guess we are listening to Skyrim for the next few minutes. It's not quite what I was expecting. But apparently there is a problem with Silverado right now, which is wanting to log me out when I try and change the music. I wonder if that happens for other things. What did I change to make that happen? I can do this, I think.
You serious?
All right, so that is working. But it is on a duplication, which is a problem.
You serious?
Good, it stopped. All right, let's grab this little fella here and proceed forward. All right, equip that, come over here, and proceed. Okay, so there's a couple of things. Actually, let me turn Silverado down because I don't really want to hear that in the background too much tonight. Actually, I wonder if I come over here. Just one more quick check. So I'm able to change that. But I can't change this. Uh-huh. That's really weird. All right, so we're listening to this piece right now. All right. So, there's a couple of things I want to kind of explore tonight in terms of conversation points. This has to do a little bit with, well, there's a couple of things I want to explore, but one of them has to do with a little bit of what we were talking about the other day. There are a lot of people in this world that will try and get you disheartened. And I've been noticing as of late, there's a couple of people that seem to be kind of like, it's become their life mission to try and dishearten people. And a lot of these people are folks that have had things not really pan out well for them. And so, logically, that means that they have to lash out at people, which is a little peculiar. There's a couple of movements that are happening out there. A couple of groups of people that are trying their best in order to try and make you feel like giving up. One of those things that I've noticed is that people on the internet are all about rage baiting. Maybe you have noticed this, but a lot of folks that are rage baiting right now really don't have anything to offer you other than to make you angry. I noticed this a couple of years ago when I was working with some of them. I noticed that they never wanted the solution because a couple of people said, hey, if you feel this strongly about it, why don't you just go out and do it yourself? Fix it. Move forward and basically stop the belly aching. And they didn't want that because there wasn't money behind that. They would much rather just make people upset what a weird pig-faced character. They just want you to get discouraged because if they can do that, then you're going to keep coming back to them over and over again just to basically remind you why to be discouraged. Nobody out there in the larger spaces of the internet are going to be trying to tell you to improve, to basically correct yourself and recover. Even some people that profess to, they'll come along and basically say that they're doing that, but also at the same time they are actually kind of reversing the script on you. They're going in and saying, hey, you know, I'm the one who's going to help change things for the better for you, and then you keep waiting for video after video, stream after stream, and nothing ever changes. They never give you something new. They never give you any sort of hope. They just keep saying, hey, we're going to get to that hope later on, and then they just are left in leaving you in that point of discouragement for a very long time. There was a channel recently that made this come to mind. There was a bigger streamer where every single time he said what people wanted to hear, that things are going downhill, that things are not working out financially and whatnot. And then one day he said, basically, you all are a bunch of losers and it's all your fault, and I'm doing well for myself, but you all can keep belly aching if you want. And I was just like, wait a minute, you were commiserating with people this whole time, and then suddenly you're like, no, it's your fault, you better go and cry yourself a river. It's like, that was not very encouraging. That was designed to help people think that maybe you're going to help them, give them at least some vote of encouragement, and then you just pull the rug out from under them. That's what a lot of YouTube channels do, sadly. Rage bait. No, but I can offer some pineapple on a pizza. Yeah, it's actually pretty healthy for you, technically. But isn't it interesting how many people out there want to sell you the cure? But when it all comes down to it, they're not really interested in wanting you to become stable enough to leave. One of the things that I've always kind of wondered about, if somebody really, truly wants to, what the heck? Interesting. If people really want to try and help fix things, that requires sacrifice by the person that is offering that. And if they're not offering that, you gotta wonder, maybe there's someone else that can do that better. Somebody who can actually offer a legitimate help. One of the best places to find help, friends and family, community, and your local church. Those are the people that are going to care. Sure, maybe not all of them are going to care, but they will care a lot more than some random person on the internet who has all the financial motivation to keep you disheartened. But there's a couple of other people out there that want to keep you disheartened. And this is another part of the last couple of months that I've been observing this and kind of coming to realize that some of these people are a bit more nefarious than I previously thought. One of those people is going to be professors. I've heard in recent years a lot of professors that want to cause you to be afraid, and they don't really offer any solution other than fear, because if they can offer fear, then they get work. Oh my goodness, look at these horrible things worshiping the claw. Gotta stop them. Another group of people are newscasters. They want you to be disheartened. That way you keep tuning in. So what's a good way to maybe disconnect? Maybe to actually have true healing, that you don't need to go to these places that are going to be trying to deceive you. Well, one of those places that you can go, one of the ways that you can try and escape some of it is to try and be more engaged with helping others. Now, that may sound a little weird. If you're the one that's in need, why would you want to go and why should you be the one to go and help others? One of those reasons is because your mindset starts to change. It's no longer about you dwelling on the things that are painful to you or the things that are frustrating. Instead, it gives you kind of that motivation to say, hey, you know what? Things may not be perfect, but at least you can start to see what it's like for other people. You can start to compare what you've been going through to what other people are going through. And you know what? You might find, similarities, and so you can be able to help others. Or maybe, just maybe, you will start seeing that there is, you'll start to see other people's lives start to change for the better, and you will start to see how things can change for the better. Maybe not guaranteed. One of those people that I remember meeting back in the day actually was kind of the epitome of this. Things were not going so well, and for him, things actually got pretty heavy, and I didn't really know about it until much later. When he actually kind of mentioned, like, hey, this is something that was going and that I was dealing with, it made a lot more sense suddenly about some of the things that we had observed for some time in his life. But it also did something else. I started to see that the way that he was able to change, to be able to improve and escape it, was actually something that I could do as well. Now, we were in different positions, in different circumstances, so it wasn't like a one-for-one, but it gave kind of like that idea of that, hey, this is how this guy got out of it. Maybe I can be able to do something similar. But the one thing you definitely do not want to do is dwell on the pain, to be able to keep embracing it and kind of self-fulfilling, you're trying to basically create it into something that's worse. Here's an example. You are driving on the road and you feel rage as you're going down the road. One of the worst things you can do is to press on the gas and try and cut in front of other people. May make you feel good for a moment. But what that does is it actually feeds your rage. It fuels your bitterness. I've watched as people in road rage will press on the gas, make their circumstances worse, and then get themselves in trouble. Now, think about that in terms of your day-to-day life. You're arguing with somebody, and you realize that, you know what, you got it all kind of well figured out, and they're actually not responding very well. You know that you are in the right, they are in the wrong, and so then you start to increase the volume of your voice. You start to say, "You aren't insinuating this or that, are you?" What you've just done is you have spurred yourself to more anger. You have made it so that you can start basically justifying more rage. And you also are telling the other person very directly, "I am willing to take this to the next level. Are you?" Now turn that around to what people in the content space are doing. They're trying to rage bait. They're trying to dishearten people. And in doing so, they're trying to get it to where you start getting into that cycle of things getting worse, things getting more aggravated, more frustrating. Think about it like this. Let's say you are with some friends, and you make a comment that they're maybe not so keen on. And they say, "Oh, well, you know, I don't really agree with that. I actually think it's quite the opposite of what you said." And then you look at them with a scowl on your face and like, "I hope you're not saying what I think you're saying." Who's in the wrong? Ooh, that was close. Oh. I gotta get these things out of here. Wait a minute. What? There's only for that. Oh. Well, I messed that up. Okay, extraction point. All right. Hopefully I don't go down. I left health behind, didn't I?
It's time to get these poor sprites off this horrible, godforsaken planet. They will arrive on my ship high up in the sky. Bring forth the little minions. You have done well, Mr. Wolf. Bring them forth and place them into this shuttle. Oof!
All right, get those things out of here. All right, beat it, you little critters. Now I gotta find myself some health. That was very chipper music to be playing behind what you were talking about. Exactly, wasn't it? So this recently happened to me, actually. There was actually, I was at an event that was taking place. And somebody actually got into that rage cycle. They were getting more aggravated as their discussion was going on. They were kind of putting down that ultimatum. And I was thinking, what was said really didn't, really should not have sparked that level of aggression. Whoa! But it did. It all could have been solved if somebody, well, if two people basically if two people basically allow for themselves to say that, hey, we are going to carry on a positive discussion and not let it, get out of hand. Because the moment you let it get out of hand, it's very hard to kind of wrap things up to be able to fix it. All right, we're at the end game. There's two people left. I do not feel like this is going to go very well. Okay, got that. That's good. All right, I need better weapons. Actually, I need that instead. Same thing. Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to go for it. Come on. That was not worth it. Not worth it at all. Okay, now where is this other guy? This is dangerous. You're not necessary right now. Leave that. Okay, fine. You're coming with me, buddy. Just because I like, yeah. But if I perish because of you. What the heck? Are there two people? Oh, that's a bot. No! Ah! Oh, he can dance and never give you up. Isn't that wonderful? And he's got a peanut on his back. What a nincompoop. He's never going to hurt me. Well, he just lied. All right. Let's go on back and pick up the West here. All right, let us see here if the communications are working. Testing 1, 2, 3. It is not working. Oh, it is working. Well, greetings, sir. How are you doing? Well. Yeah, I'm going on for a little while here. But yeah, I originally didn't see my own, communications appearing there. West is really low on stream. Okay, let me try and change that a little bit. Nope, I can't. Okay, I don't really know right now. Right now, I just changed some audio on my end. It's one of the benefits of the new system I got here. The game itself might be low, says Jess. Can you hear West currently at a reasonable audio? Try giving a few words. I hear you as normal, but of course, what I hear is different than maybe what people out there are hearing. Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait a minute. Did that just fix some things, folks? I just realized I had a setting turned on that shouldn't have been on. Waiting to see what they say. Why did I have that setting turned on? Basically, I had the music times 2. He's very hard to hear. Have him talk more. Oh, wait. I figured it out. I think so.
Okay.
What do you all hear now? Try giving a few more words.
Okay. I was just thinking maybe if I switch, because I get that when I'm using the audio, the wireless headset that I have. People say sometimes it's low, so
He's good.
if I switch to the other one.
He's good, but it's static. I got to go over to my stream and double check it.
Yeah, I got that from Dad Man the other time. Said I was
All right, pause.
it was
Pause for
hard to
just a
hear.
second.
So
He's good.
if I switch to the other one.
He's good, but it's static. I got to go over to the. All right, no, that is the static part is actually how I hear West. So that is indeed his audio. So it is exactly the same on both ends there. So what could be happening is that it could be that when you're on like one of the other on some of the other streams, they could be having an audio restoration plugin automatically taking place, and I don't have that on my end. This is all raw audio, so that could be what's going on.
Okay. Okay. See, maybe I switched the headsets to the Yeti. I don't know if that would do anything.
Oh, you got a Yeti.
Oh yeah, that's what I use for streaming. I use the Blue Yeti, but it's always easier to when I'm gaming to use the wireless headset. So let me plug this thing in and see if that makes any difference. It just takes a second because I actually got to plug in a set of headphones as well.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, did I leave the? Oh, where's the battery? Battery's missing.
I used to have a Blue Yeti that I would do these streams with, and then I recently found out that I can actually get just a normal condenser mic, and it was like half the price. And so even though I still have the Blue Yeti, this one actually works out better for audio.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of a weird thing. So I like used the Blue Yeti for like 4 years. And then I finally did the upgrade, and it was, well, not really an upgrade. I just did the switch. I was like, wow, this is actually really affordable and cheap.
Yeah. All right. Let me. Had to grab a battery because there was no battery there for this thing.
Battery for the Blue Yeti?
The headphones that plug into it.
Oh yeah, that. All right, just a second.
I have a set of Bose headphones instead of just using the earbuds. I'm gonna cut it off for a second because I gotta switch the mic. Hang on.
Okie dokie. And then we also have the Bastion here, which I believe you're probably going to be on Discord audio, is my assumption.
Is that any better?
Oh, that's interesting.
I can, yeah, 'cause I can actually adjust the gain now on the thing. There was no gain.
So it's
Setting
definitely
function.
the static disappeared, but the volume, it feels more like you're in a room, like it's further away from you.
Oh well, I can add up the gain.
It's fine.
off.
It's not too much. There's still static for me, says Jess. Okay, let me go over and take a look here.
Even now with when I switched.
Stand by just a second.
Oh well, I can add up the.
Oh, wait a minute. Not too much. There's still static for me, says Jess. Okay, let me go over and.
Even now with.
Oh, there's static for everything.
Oh.
Oh. Not too much. Okay, well, that could be a bit more of a conundrum.
Even now with.
Oh, there's static for. Okay, so I'm going to do testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Testing. Let's see what happens. Could be a bit more of a conundrum. Oh, there's static. Okay.
Oh, okay. I guess I should say something. Yeah.
Stand by just a second. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Testing. Let's see what happens. Let's try changing it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. A cable connection. Quack.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy. Stand by just a second here. Okay, I'm going to have to try and troubleshoot that later on because there's definitely something wrong, but it's not you guys. It's actually something with my setup here. And I'm not sure what it is. Because it turns out that even my voice is staticky. So
Oh, okay.
I come in and cause Jeff to get a puzzle face most of the time. Yes, Jess. Yes, indeed. But that is actually a bit of a problem here because that means that something in my setup is really wrong, and I don't know what is going on. What a devious-looking squid character.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to dive on in again. And I'm going to have to make a note to try and figure that out. What was that, Bastion?
Oh, I'm gonna give you a gummy sprite because with gummy sprites you get bonus sprite dust when you extract other sprites.
Oh.
And with that,
if you're holding on to it, or when you're when it's in your kit.
I think when you're holding on to it, that way you can get more sprite dust to buy more dream sprites.
Hmm.
Oh, I saw a new trick with the boots. So it always stops when it overheats, but when you're using it on water, it doesn't overheat because it's cooling itself down.
Ah, yes. By the way, I think I know what might be going on, Jess, with the audio, because was it causing problems earlier? That's the real question, or did it only begin when the chat happened? Because if so, then I know what went wrong. Static was when you switched. Okay, I know what's going on then. Okay, stand by just a moment. Choose a landing zone, folks.
All right.
Okay. Yep, head on over there. I will be over there momentarily. All right, let's open this up. Communication settings, and I'm going to make this change. Input. Apply. And now, go over here. And input. Yeti. Okay. Let us see if that changed anything. You guys will probably have heard my voice get a little bit quieter, and hopefully you on stream have the ability to hear things a little bit clearer. We will find out.
Yeah, not so much that you were quieter, just slightly. Now it sounds like you are on a mic instead of in the room next to me.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it sounds like you're just in a room with a bunch of echoes.
Oh, okay. I think I hear. Well, the static is still there, but part of it seems to be solved. Part of it. But it does make me wonder.
No, I don't think I've ever been over here.
All right, we will find out. Now it's pretty much. Wait a minute. Not as bad background. Could you have a fan or something hitting the mic?
Me?
No, it would be me if that was the case.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's I have a really weird setup right now for my cables, and that could be what is going on right now.
Ah.
I wonder. Okay, I'm going to try this right here. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm going to try this. Of all times for this to start happening here. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's no audio now.
No audio.
No audio. What the heck? Why would that be gone? Audio. I still hear things, but why is it not coming out on stream? I hear West and hear the emotes, and you talk. Why can't I hear the emotes then? I'm going to refresh that YouTube stream here. Okay, I'm going to test something else out here. I think I just caused a problem. Oh, interesting. Interesting. All right. All right, we're going to kill that for just a moment and come over to the stream again. Make that live. Wow, the sounds are awful. Okay, now we're gonna try. Oh, boots. Okay. Let's see if this takes. All right, it seems to be at least as close as it's going to get. At least for right now.
I found a gold fire sprite if anyone wants one. I already have one.
Okay. Okay, so part of the problem, as I understand, for those that are watching, so this way, if this happens again, you get a better idea. It looks to me like it was looping audio, or at least definitely a culprit behind it. So if that starts causing problems again in the future, that is probably what's happening right there.
Ah.
Okay. But I definitely need to change my setup for the future.
Jeff, we're rich.
You're rich! It's a golden sprite. Get out of here, you green one. We got gold in our possession.
Probably get to an extraction.
So extractable. So is this a golden character or a gummy character?
That's a golden one. I have a gummy one right now.
Can't drive up there. Oh, it should say whether it's a gummy or golden, or just regular.
It says golden fire sprite special.
There you go. Well, somebody's shooting at us.
Probably ignore them, get to extraction.
There they are.
Alright, that box. Yeah. We call it extraction.
The pizza unicorn. Gold, says Jess.
I think I saw that happen to someone else. There's a Gummy Galaxy version now. I think I got a Galaxy version the other day. I didn't really keep too much, keep things too well monitored. Ooh, the sprite extraction.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop you the gummy sprite because the gummy one is the one that gives you more sprite. Sprite dust.
Well, this earth gummy that I have on my back, I've already mastered it back at the thing, so it's... Well, I guess it would give me the dust, at least.
Oh boy! Bring down the caps.
I think you have to have the gummy
You
sprite.
stood too
equipped
close.
first.
There we go. Look at all those gummies in there.
Yeah.
So whenever you're low on sprite dust, you get the gummy and extract as many sprites as you can.
Ah, gummies are multicolored, says Jess. They're having interesting ones drop on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you get the gummy hour.
Oh,
I have a key for.
I thought that was a
there.
hoverboard for just a moment. How sad.
No, they're all snowboards.
Ah,
I have a key for over there in case we find any more rare sprites.
wonderful. By the way, West, I understand you were having some computer issues the other day. Were you able to resolve those?
Well,
Okay. That's new.
Hmm.
All right, so I think I got audio working again.
Cool.
It says it's back, but right now it's really staticky.
Oh.
And I mean, like, very staticky.
Okay, so the staticky wasn't my mic then.
No, it's definitely not you. It's this is me. Oh, this is
I
bad.
wonder if that means I wonder if it means it's okay to switch back to the other headset.
I don't know. This I don't know what is going on here. All right. Well, this is definitely something I'm going to have to. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to have to spend a fair amount of time trying to figure out what has in the tarnation has happened here. This is very peculiar.
Yeah. That's not good.
No good. No good at all. I wonder if there's any filters that are on. Oh, wait a minute. Let's turn that off. Let's see. Well,
Oh, I forgot to add this Sprite onto my back. I was gonna bring a Sprite with me to give to you, one of the gummies. Do you have the
I
gun?
already
Well,
have
it's
the,
too late now.
one of the gummy, the fire gummy on me. So
No. The gummy. Well, that's what. Okay. Yes.
and I'm gonna try and figure out if there's another button that I need to press on here. Oh golly! Outputs, routing. Incorrectly. Okay. I'm not going to touch it. I figured out one of the problem points, though. That's not good.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is just... I think right now there's a problem of too many connections happening right here. And initially, I think maybe it was working. And then I think over the days, it's just gotten a little bit worse and worse. So I think I have to do something to get rid of some of the electricity that's happening around here. I think it's electricity that's causing the problem. Too many cables.
That doesn't mean you gotta put the whole. You don't have to put the whole computer in the freezer, do you?
No, that would be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, the computer still crashes. It's not as bad as it had been. Not the computer, the game still crashes. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm in trouble.
Uh-oh.
I'm not in such trouble anymore. Now he's in trouble. Oh, he's
See a
in
bit more
trouble.
trouble.
Oh, we got trouble. You all are in trouble.
Oh.
Someone quick call an ambulance, but not for me.
Whoa, you really broke up there. At least in my headphones.
Oh, great.
Oh, now you're back.
Dang, At least I'm finding this out today instead of then when I'm on the storytelling stream on Friday.
Yeah.
That'd be a
You know, that
problem.
was really weird. You were over here on this little island, and you opened this chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I came by, because like I said, I came over to see, you know, where you were, and I see the chest is open, but I hear it. And I was able to open it a second time.
Well, now that is a conundrum.
Yeah, I opened an open chest. It was weird.
There's a many
Very
weird thing in this
strange.
game.
Yeah, it's getting weirder and weirder every time, too. And now, do you have the, forget which one I have on my back. Is this the... You see it? I don't know. Do you have this one?
I don't think so.
I should... Oh, here,
Well,
if I
the
give
enemies
this
are
to you...
coming.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Let's do that first.
Oh, the fire damages
Oh,
you too.
Let me see here. This is the King Sprite. Here.
King's okay.
Oh, no. Damn it. Hang on. Let me drop it.
Wonderful. King and Pooh.
oh.
Okay.
And does Bastion have this gummy? I have this gummy on my back now. I don't know how to get it off my back, but if we find another Sprite, I can swap it out and drop it.
Okay, dokie. Me on Discord forgot to forewarn. King ups your pickaxe. Pickaxe of doom.
Yes.
Don't have that.
Oh yeah,
either.
so if you
Ooh.
look at your inventory and then inspect the sprite, it shows you what the levels do each time you
Yeah.
level up.
Where is does Bastion have this?
So with the fire sprite,
What is this one? This
the fire effect happens after
gummy
a certain
water
amount of
sprite.
damage. So for the
Bastion,
first level, it's at
do you have the
150
gummy water sprite?
damage,
Okay.
and then as it levels up, you can get more it triggers with less damage you do to the enemy.
Nice. Okay, I gotta find a place to extract these little critters. Because we're playing basically Pokemon around here. Gotta catch them all.
Yeah. Don't have many of the
sprite that I gave you.
I don't have many of the galaxy ones, unfortunately.
All right, you gonna need to extract anything? Otherwise, I'm gonna press this right now.
Yeah. You can press it because it'll take me a
I've got what I need.
little bit of time to get over there.
Alrighty. Summoning the shuttle.
West is offering Bastion gummy water if he needs it. Oh yeah. Thanks for the reminder, Jess. Sometimes I forget that they can't hear each other.
Oh,
Yep.
no, I saw it. It was the gummy I gave you.
I don't think
Oh,
you needed
yeah,
it because
that's
it was right in...
Yeah, that's the one that he gave me. So, forgot.
Yeah, okay.
Yellow rascal. If you do.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right.
Get out of here, you gummies. Who wants you? Beat it.
There's a lot of sprites.
Sprites galore.
Yeah, this one.
Ooh.
I have absolutely no idea what it does.
Yeah, it's...
It says
Go ahead.
possibly nothing or infinitely something. That's very
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it sounds like Avengers music, says Jess. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
So far. One died.
Deflects.
All right. Don't need anything around here. Time to get out. What
Eyes
boss
out for
are you?
extraction point. Out of my way.
Guy says, out of my way. I say, no.
How are you able to take so many bullets to the head when you have no helmet? Do tell me your secret. Wow. I'm so inspired by your manliness, able to take so many bullets. Well,
Yeah.
what skill? All right, I don't need a second pair of earbuds in my ear to tell me that it's working now. Audio is now working normally. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to have to unplug everything. So I'm going to probably have to do at least some tests online. So, by the way, folks, if you see me online tomorrow, it'll probably be just a very short amount of time as I do a test. I can't really private things in the same way because I don't have control over the YouTube studio through OBS the way that I should have. And that is indeed a little frustrating, but yeah, that's how it runs. By the way, folks, just a reminder that on Friday we're going to be over on Dadman's stream talking Star Wars and the death of storytelling. We've had to reschedule this thing twice, and so we're not going to get to cover everything. There's way too much to cover, but we'll cover as much as we can. Should be entertaining enough.
Sure.
And we do have a funny video to harass Dadman with.
You gonna make him go on a rant again?
Nah, I think we'll just have him cringe. Okay, so now how do we see this sprite's abilities here? Press B, but nothing happens.
You have to click on the sprite first in the menu, and then press V.
Yeah, I'm doing that and nothing happens.
In the menu.
Yeah.
So where it's like under gold, you click the gold, then you click the sprite, and then you hold V.
Yep. It just wants to give me the weapon. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see what it is. All right. So I have to switch it like this. Uh-huh.
Yeah, if you just push oh, I'm not sure what you're trying to do actually. There you go.
Power oh, the power gets enhanced the more sprites I put into those little extraction points. Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
uh-huh.
So now what does he do? Possibly nothing. Okay, so still nothing. Maybe if I increase that power even higher, then it will, do something.
Oh, somebody's shooting.
As I would assume that they should.
They're up on there. Oh,
Thanks for the links there, Jess.
behind you. Right here.
I don't know how this guy was able to take so many shots.
Right there. He should be low.
Whoa,
There was a
there's too many.
guy on those things that probably get me up.
Yep.
I'll roll over there.
Oh golly.
So you don't get shot.
Watch out, they're coming over behind me.
All right.
You got another
On
bubble.
the other side of the rock. Yep.
Oh golly. Okay, we'll get you back up here. Thanks for being the distraction.
Yeah. That was all I could do.
Alright, that was the last one.
Oh
Hopefully.
golly, that was tough. Okay. Reboots. Right.
That's a pretty good stuff on them in case you want to
Oh
loot.
yep. I gotta
Yeah.
grab this
Not
because
very-
I have to
not very
do
close.
the extractions.
Well, the closest reboot is there. The closest extraction point is over there. Although
They
I
have
guess we went to the
chug-jug
reboot
and
van and then the
self-revive.
extraction.
Give you
Right. Gotta
oh,
get you up first and foremost, then I can think about the
All right.
extractions.
Now ready? And then the
I'm on the
extraction point is right there.
Perfect.
Well, thank you very much. Baseball been very, very good to me.
Baseball.
more people shooting at us. I've got some big pots if you need them.
Got it. Got to find a rifle. Oh, a lot of stuff over here.
It was worth it. Well, not really, but they had used it. I didn't, and I thought I'll just quickly go in there, and then I realized I wasn't going to be able to get out. Oh, nice. Here he comes. Nicely done. Pro move.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Lost a little sprite, buddy.
Check if they have.
Oh yeah, quick, get him.
That was the right one.
Oh
No,
no, there he
I didn't
was.
see any red ones.
Big zero.
Oh well. Nicely done.
Yeah,
folks.
that's one thing that a lot of people complained is that the gadget items,
Yeah.
the one you spawn with the repulse grenade,
Mhm.
because everyone uses it all the time. No one ever thinks of other people using the shield bubble or the healing smoke
Mm.
grenade.
Ah,
So yeah, it's good to swap out if you don't think you can use the pulse grenade.
I want to ask Jess in the chat. Oh, I'm sorry. You probably guys are probably conversing.
no, you're in the clear, Wes.
Oh, okay. I want to ask. I'm gonna switch. I want to switch back to these other headphones because the Blue Yeti's nice because I can increase the gain, but now you can hear everything. If I move in the chair, it squeaks. If I have the fan on it, you can hear that. I mean, I want to know if it gets lower when I switch these. If Jess can tell me. I'm gonna switch here.
Okay. Now, is this? Am I lower?
You're not as deep. So like it's
I'm not
not
as
as much.
deep.
It's not as rich of a sound, but we can still hear
Ah.
you clearly.
Ah. It's important about on the stream though too. I don't want to be because it can be annoying to people listening if one of the people on the stream is so much lower than the others.
I hear him. He is fine, says Jess.
Ah, good. Yeah, because the Yeti picks up even when I have it focused. I change the focus on the mic. It still picks up everything. I can even hear it. So okay, good.
Mm. Well, one of the things that next stream I'll when I finish doing my test, I'm going to also double check how other people are sounding because I want to try and repipe things in so that way I can be able to make some minor changes on my end. I don't know how easy that's going to be, but that is going to be on the list of things to try and do.
Yeah.
One of the things that it does make it a little bit harder, though, is just that we have people on multiple different audio platforms right now. We have you in game, we have Bastion over on Discord, and so that just adds another level of complexity that I'm not sure I'll be able to jump all the hurdles for.
Yeah. Okay, now, do either of you guys have the gummy punk sprite?
Nope.
I can equip that, and as soon as I pick up a sprite, I can give it to you guys, or at least one of yous.
Okay, which is there one that you need?
I don't know if I have 34
I have a demon
of them
sprite.
right now, so I don't know. I have that one.
Okay. Probably have I probably have all the ones you have at this point.
Probably. Well, it's fine. I don't need to trade. It's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind helping everybody else.
Mm.
I have like 166 sprite dust, so it's easy to resummon these things.
Yeah. I got 11,000 sprite dust because I've not been using it.
As a matter of fact, I use it to upgrade my weapon sometimes, just because.
Actually, I
So-
probably need to get the dream sprite. And
Oh, you want the dream sprite? I have
mean,
that one.
Use the dream sprite at the beginning because I've not been
Oh,
leveling
okay.
him up, and I lose him before endgame. I have to make the habit of getting rid of him before endgame.
Ah, yeah.
To get
And
rid
you know
of
the dream sprite, you
has
can never
graffiti all
get him
over
to
it
level
anyway.
5, right?
The green sprite?
Yeah, the dream sprite.
Oh yeah.
If you get him to level, if you get him to level 5, he explodes and goes back to level 1.
What?
Yeah, he explodes and gives you a whole bunch of stuff in the game.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So you don't lose him, but he's back to level 1 when you get out.
That's lousy. What a way to pop your dream there.
Yeah, so mine, I have the gummy dream and the regular dream, and they're at level 4. I don't want to use them anymore because then they go
Hmm.
back. They're kind of just trophies.
Yeah. Just mentions I've got a lot of sprite dust stockpiling during the Mastery Monday stuff. You get him to level 5, he does give you stuff and auto extracts. He
Yep.
gave me 2 gold weapons and a chug jug, says Jess.
Wow.
That's pretty spiffy. Just as long as he gives me my
Yeah.
boots, I'll be happy.
Yeah, the boots are great. When you play on the gummy power hour, which is like 2 hours long, everybody starts with the golden boots, the infinite boots, the boots that never run out.
Really?
Oh man, it's awesome. It's like running around with cars on your feet.
Well, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For those power hours, they've been recording how many people are playing, and it's been reported that every time that they do it, they always get a new record. The last time was like 12 million players were playing on the power hour.
Yes, that's a perfect place to go.
12 million people were playing. Well, that's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, because of these sprites, everyone wants to collect them and have a chance of finding a
Everybody.
rare one.
Yeah, just wait till they make that deal with Pokemon, and then instead of sprites, it's Pikachus.
No, if they were gonna make a deal with Nintendo, oh yeah, they lost that case against Palworld, I think. But,
Yeah.
So if anything, we might get Pal World before we get Pikachu.
So I got a theory about Pal World. In that I know that they've been winning against Nintendo as of late. Maybe not a ton, but they are. I have seen that they've been doing pretty well in their lawsuits. But I'm afraid that that's probably going to backfire because it's probably going to make some people a little bit more bold, and there's probably going to be a real legal line that probably gets crossed eventually. And then they're going to
No,
clamp
there's
down
already been a lot of.
all the harder for like the legal stuff.
So it's not hard to find people ripping off of Pokemon. I remember when I had ads on YouTube, I would always see these ads for these apps using other Pokemon.
Yeah.
Just copy paste, use it with AI. So there's always that. I think Pal World is going to be a good example as to how far you could get to trying to get the experience of Pokemon without Nintendo being able to sue.
Yeah.
Or
But what I'm kind of thinking about is like, so we're at that cutoff point where I think a lot of companies have realized too much ground has been surrendered. And then they're like, oh, well, the lawyers have basically screwed us over. And then they're probably going to find new lawyers or judges to help them try and, find success. Disney's notorious for this, where if they start losing, then they will basically find a formula to work in the future, either get new judges involved or new lawyers, and then they just turn the tables on the people that caused the grief.
Stand still. There he is. Oh, no, that's not. Damn it, hang on. One second. I keep forgetting. That's not how you do that. And there.
That'd be interesting to
Hey,
see.
why, thank you.
Yep. Oh, Golden Bush.
I guess
Golden Bush.
the biggest thing that could happen against Nintendo right now is if they can stop them from going against somewhat ROM hacks of very old games because
Oh, yeah.
of them not being able to. I'm not even selling them anymore in eShops or in physical form.
Well, I know that China's been
Oh,
very
wait,
very
wait.
notorious for reselling their games, reselling Nintendo games on like all those, their custom like
Oh, and the big cartridges.
yeah, custom cartridges or whatnot. And so I know that this is going to become a big point of contention in the future. It's already building, and I think we're very close to seeing a very watertight lawsuit take place. Pal World isn't necessarily the one that sparked all this. I think that they were just exploiting some similarities, and now they have a fan base, but their fan base is very much, I would say, not as solid as they want it to be. And so I can see this all coming crashing down in a split moment. And I don't know what the catalyst is going to be, but definitely feels like something will happen in the next couple of years. I can't imagine it not. Kind of blowing up in the fan spaces because they're going to get too careless. Because just imagine, for example, that somebody makes there was a Pokemon game that was made. It was a custom territory. It had a bunch of their own Pokemon, but it was mixed in with everything else that was Pokemon related. And so it was a knockoff, but it was like they were making their own Pokemon series, and it was a lot of detail. They put so much effort into it. And then they're like, oh, well, now it's original. Nintendo can't get upset at us, but they use their own game. They use Nintendo's game engine, and they used a lot of their original work. And so, was it really fair use at that point? No, not really. Pal World, there was like files that they found that were direct names of Pokemon and whatnot, which gave them a headache to begin with. I think they've corrected it.
Yeah.
They were not very subtle with their attempt to try and basically say we are trying to rip off Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, you know,
That's another thing,
the
because-
Chinese, even if there's an airtight lawsuit, the TP never really. What do they really care?
Yeah, the Chinese definitely won't care. But let's say, for example, Amazon, who is reselling some of this stuff, they will get in trouble, and because they'll be carrying it. And that's the part. Right? It's the sellers, I think, that are going to bite the dust, and I don't know how far we are from that happening. For example, if I go onto Amazon, you can find knockoff products of just about everything, and it is all from China, and they are paying off Amazon to be the top choice. They are violating copyright infringement, but they're also violating patent licenses, because they don't care. That's gonna come back and bite really hard on places like Amazon for exploiting that and agreeing to that deal. But you need that first lawsuit to happen, and I don't think we're there yet.
Well, Jeff Bezos, if it happens to Bezos, couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Yeah.
Boots in case you don't have any.
Ooh, boots. My favorite. I need boots.
But I think the best way to that people might have with Nintendo, with working with Nintendo, is I've played different ROMs, not ROM hacks, but customized ROMs of Pokemon games before, where it is just like you said before, but it does use the Pokemon from when they're ooh, another dummy sprite. Oh, it's a duck. Taking it. But I'd say if it's all free, there's no payment to get it, should be fine, because I don't know exactly. It just let the fans be able to make the more worlds or adventures with the characters that they've made before to have fun without making money off of it.
Oh, that's okay. That's suspect. That's highly
Let's
suspect.
just revive you guys.
Dang it. I thought he got enough damage on him from above, and it didn't work.
Well, again, I think because I was there with you. Suspect, very suspect.
Mm-hmm. So, in terms of, so part of the problem here when you come to products that are, fans are making their own knockoff, it sounds like it's a good thing initially. You have fans like, but we love your product, and at first companies want to see that. That is until the bad actors get involved. And it's not the first batch of fans, it's always the second ones, the ones that realize there's money. Imagine them like the game scalpers of the franchise. They see it, and rather than want to do it out of joy and out of a love of the original product, they do it out of a desire to steal from the original. That's one of the big complaints I have against Pal World, is that they knew what they were doing. They were very blatant about it. And yes, they've made it work, but it wasn't in a very good spirit. They did it very, I would say, maliciously, of where they knew what they were attempting to do, and they were making it work, basically.
I guess for that, the other point of view is that because
Absolutely.
Pokemon, I guess, the latest version that they had was one that was kind of having difficulty. When they first shut it off, it had trouble. What's it called? Placing the trees down, and they were very low poly.
Yeah.
So they were having problems with their own thing. So it's also possibly just years of just kind of neglect with trying to improve the games itself.
Ooh, dang, that hurts.
Yep, I put a shield down.
I think these are the same guys that got us before.
Wouldn't be surprised.
No one's down. I got some pots.
Thank you.
This side.
The Terminator, he'll be back at the lobby.
Ooh,
they're
he's
coming
got a
here.
ghost one. I don't have a ghost one. No, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to fight me. Yep, it's them.
Yep. It's
It's
very
fine.
sus. They are super sus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Anytime somebody doesn't ever
Okay,
miss
then
a
let's.
single shot, no matter what's going on, that's funky.
What the heck?
Funky.
Well, my turret got
It's
him.
out,
So go.
Place down
go
this
scrap.
shield. Kept on using my other grenade.
What do you think of
There we
the
go.
Rambo skins? It's just, I didn't see the Rambo skin. No, not you two, Lord Vader. Don't perish. That's an order.
Let me get closer. Let me put down that shield. I would been there faster.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Nicely done.
Oh, here they come. Let's get that turret down.
There we go. Get that shield. Let's see if there's any healing here.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it's them again, isn't it?
Quite possibly.
I'll go around.
Oh,
Oh, that's
No.
not them. That's someone else.
oh shit.
This guy was in the town before. Oh. Shield.
Nicely done.
Yes. Very much. Oh, they got a turret down too, but I can look out.
No. Run, Lord Vader.
Okay.
Well, that's unfortunate. The by the way, Wes, there was 2 times where your audio started to cut out when you're speaking a little too loud. So just be forewarned that does happen apparently.
Move the mic away a little bit.
Okie dokie. I'm good for one more, then I'll start to wrap things up here.
Okay.
All right.
So there's one more thing I kind of wanted to mention about the problem of fans knocking off a product that they love. This is kind of a weird thing, and I didn't really think about it a whole lot when I was younger. But in recent years, I've started to understand the impact that can happen. When it comes to ripping off something, at first, like I said earlier, it's about love. You love the product, you want to imitate it. You love Mario, you are going to recreate Mario. Well, there was one product that came out back when I was in college that made me realize that there's something else that goes on. There was a new product that came out, and initially it was kind of a knockoff of Mario. It has now become an international sensation known as Meat Boy. So Meat Boy originally was on Mario levels. It was the same thing. It was the same mechanics, and they just used that as like the template for moving forward. It since became its own product, and it is now unique. But for all intents and purposes, it's a Mario knockoff. Has been. It was in its inception, and I remember seeing the prototype game that people were sharing early on and realizing, who's going to want to buy Mario if they got this? And at first it was like, oh, well, this is a free thing. It's like, because we love the product. Now it's like, oh, now it's a franchise. Now we're trying to make money off of it. So the motivation changed. You used another person's product to build up your own product line. That's like if I decided to make a fan game of Pokemon, and then I decided to suddenly turn it around and make my own Pokemon world with all basically the skeleton of Pokemon. It doesn't mean that I spent a whole lot of time developing it. It means like I knocked off what somebody else spent all that time and money to figure out. It's stealing in a different roundabout way. It's saying I don't have the time and effort to put into this sort of stuff, so I'm just going to utilize somebody else's work of this. It's one of the big problems of AI, you could say. It's because it's not things that you really care about. It is, it's saying that, hey, I want to be able to use this for my own benefit, but I'm going to use the guise of being a fan. And I've just seen that happen now with a couple of people, with a couple of products that just make me think that this is probably going to come back and cause a bigger problem later on. Because right now, one of the most successful franchise in the world currently is Pokemon. The amount of money it has made is astronomical. And one of the ones that's close second is Hello Kitty. Well, I've seen a lot of knockoffs of that stuff. And when I was at Disney, Disney's not cheap. But there were some things that were cheaper. And when I was working at the parks, it was known that there were stores right down the street from us that were in the habit of selling Chinese knockoffs. The company knew it. They were trying to legally find ways to pursue them and stop them from doing it. They would not. And so they were waiting for a watertight lawsuit that they would be able to do to finally shut them all down. As I understand, they tried, and in some ways they won, in some ways they didn't. I have not heard the follow-up of it since. But it was thousands upon thousands of dollars. Not millions, but a very big amount of merchandise that was being sold just down the street from Walt Disney, including t-shirts, pins, figurines. There were whole shops set up to Disney merchandise, and if you turned it around and looked for the Disney icon, it wasn't there. And so we were taught how to identify the imposters. Because what people would do is they would come to the parks with this knockoff product, and then they would try to sell it to people and say, hey, don't buy this, buy our version of it, and you will be able to get more. And, well, as you can guess, it became quite the problem. So,
Oh shit.
I do wonder. I do wonder what is probably going to happen when people start looking at it in terms of that they're killing industry. And if I was the U.S. government, I would say, hey, we got a problem. We have thousands upon thousands of employees whose jobs are in jeopardy because somebody somewhere wanted to do a knockoff.
So they had the gall
Yeah,
to
I
bring
think
this
there is-
stuff right to the park?
Yes, they did have the gall to bring it right to the park. And then it got worse. We would be in the park working, and the one that we had to be the most on the lookout for was pins, because they knew that their pins were not as valuable. So they were trying to come up and trade at the trade stations in order to get the real Disney pins and trade out the cheap knockoff ones that they got for like $0.25 a piece. And then they would try and get the ones that were $8 a piece, and some of them that were $16 a piece. I was like, whoa, buddy, we know exactly what you're trying to do. Like, you can't accuse me of that. Oh, you guys are just terrible. I'm going to go find somebody and complain about it to a lawyer or whatnot. Like, we all know what you're doing. Everyone here has been briefed. But yeah, they blew such a gasket about it, and I was just thinking, my job's in jeopardy because of these people, and that doesn't even account for the people that were actually designing it, or the industries that were actually manufacturing it, because the Chinese ones can produce them off of slave labor. Actual Disney ones were being made, by actual partners that the U.S. government has officially recognized as being safe, but also that other industries had recognized as being, reliable. Doesn't mean that they're foolproof in a lot of things. Disney made a lot of bad compromises, but the people that were doing the knockoffs were even worse. So imagine that you get a Mickey Mouse shirt, for example. By the way, this is an actual thing that happened. You get a Mickey Mouse shirt for your kid, and you're like, oh, he was so cute. Oh, I'm going to love seeing little Timmy in this Mickey Mouse shirt. And you put the shirt on little Timmy, and then he starts to say, ow, ow. And then you take off the shirt, and you find out it has burned little Timmy's torso, because the knockoff shirt had a chemical, because it was a cheaper way to produce, and they didn't wash off the chemical because that would take extra money. Yes, that has legitimately happened before. And one of the worst notorious companies for doing this is Shin, Chinese fashion brand, but that has happened to other products as well. So be forewarned when you see those products out there, because something bad could be happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree that there are a bunch of people that take advantage of that. But with Pokemon, everyone kind of wants to play, and right now, because they
Yeah, well,
don't sell
same
the
thing
older
with,
games on stores
toys,
or
Chinese knockoff toys.
online
It's all
anymore.
full of lead.
Hold on, Wes. Bastion was chatting there. Finish your thought,
Sorry.
Bastion.
The only way I could play Pokemon right now is because I have the physical forms on the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of fans have wanted an online version of Pokemon, like what was it called? It's this online browser version of Pokemon where you can basically build your team however you want and then fight against people online.
Yeah.
And I forgot if it was last year or this year they had one. A Pokemon Stadium app online, and it basically advertised itself as you could play with any Pokemon you want, fight against anyone online, and it's just all the battles you want.
Mm-hmm.
When the game released, the battle
in the YouTube world, can you hear me? I think I know the problem, and my assumption from earlier I think is accurate. It seems to be working right now. We'll see. Waiting. Okay, it is working again. It is still buggy. So here's the thing, folks. I just did a reset to my hardware, and that was indeed what was going on. So that probably means I need to check for a hardware update. That's probably what is going on. That is actually a bit troublesome because I don't know if this is why this has transpired. And if this happens on a regular basis, this could be very bad. So I'm hoping that it's an easy fix. But it does seem to be causing the static as well. So whatever it is indeed causing two issues here. And it's based upon the same root problem. So, what I wanted to mention to what Bastion mentioned about earlier, that it's things like that are important to people who can't afford the actual games. For those that couldn't hear, he was mentioning about how it is beneficial for people who don't have the money for the games, especially if they don't resell them, to be able to have access to them. In that sense, I can understand. If you're not going to sell the product, well, then you don't really have a leg to stand on if, you're going to complain about it. Now, if you do offer the product, well, that makes things a little bit more difficult now, doesn't it? Now, Nintendo is notorious for hiding products that they've made in the past. And I confess, when I was in college, I actually used one of the emulators because, like Bastion said, I couldn't get access to some of the old games, and I wanted to have that chance to use them as well. Now, this was before that stuff could really be done en masse. It was a relatively new idea. And, ooh, ouch, that hurt. And people didn't know how to really destroy the industry. And I do say destroy because China is trying to destroy it. And that's the one difference in all of this. China and other companies as well. South Korea is on the list, which is kind of weird to think about. But South Korea has been notorious for that. Oof, third place. Dang, that last team hit us hard.
It wasn't just hard, it was funny business.
Yep, I saw a couple clowns among their mix there. Those goofballs. But so this, when I was in college, we were like, hey, you can't find it. And now a little bit of this is starting to become more clear because now Nintendo does have a lot of that stuff for sale again, but not all of it. And a lot of it has indeed changed. And the price tag on it is huge. Well, that's where it comes down to one other thing. If you love the product, you'll avoid the knockoffs because it ends up becoming, it will start to kill the product that you love so much. And I'm worried that in our current time, when it's super, super easy to do this, that people are going to start liking the old stuff so much that it's going to kill the franchise, which could be for the best, honestly. You do not want to have monopolies in charge of this stuff because they will exploit it. But you'll also lose the thing that you loved about it so much. And one of those examples is being seen right now with all the old Disney IP that's starting to expire and people that are using it for dark purposes.
and you're seeing these things that people love so much disappearing and becoming focused on usually the horror genre, and it's going to alienate a lot of the original fans. But you still have the old stuff to be able to hold on to. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I can't fault you for it.
What I was, yeah, I guess what I was trying to say is that because there's just rising frustrations, people just seek alternatives that share the same feelings and experiences as Pokemon, and that's why people make games similar to Pokemon, like Pal World. Well, it's one reason that's one way I see it.
Yeah. Now, see, Pal World could have done themselves a favor and just make their characters a little bit more unique so that they didn't look so much like Pokemon, because some of them are direct ripoffs. And if you look at the first batch of them that came out, like there's one that was called that there was a couple of them that had the actual Pokemon names in it, and they also look similar. It's like all you had to do was choose completely new characters, and you would have been spared all that headache.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just what was it? The first generation. One of them was just called Seal. So it's kind of just how much was Pokemon inspired by this certain animal, and then how close were they inspired by Pokemon and basing off the real world animals.
Precisely.
But
I think
then,
it was
there is
Electabuzz character that made me realize that they were knocking it off. Because Electabuzz is really iconic. And then you see the Pal World character, and it's like, okay, I see what you're doing here. But yeah, there's a couple ones like that. All they had to do was avoid those ones, and I think they would have been in the clear. But they didn't. And so now they've sparked all sorts of nonsense, and that's just unfortunate for them. Well, folks, we're going to bring this to a close at this point. I got to figure out what's going wrong with my audio. So much appreciated, Weston Bastion, for participating, as always.
Yeah.
And to those of you out on the streaming land, wherever you are on across the three platforms, if you found anything of merit, give a thumbs up, and if you disliked it, then give a thumbs down. With the audio problems tonight, I don't blame you if you want to give a thumbs down. That was obnoxious. So on that note, have a pleasant evening or morning wherever you are. Just a reminder, be civil to one another and be an encouragement to somebody this week. We definitely need it in this modern day and age. Until then, folks, have a very pleasant evening.